Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Matt Lateplo, and on behalf of OTC Markets, as well as our co-hosts, Alpha Transform Holdings and Blockchain Wire, we're very pleased you have joined us for our next live presentation from Bitcoin Well Inc. Please note, you can submit questions for the presenter in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I am very pleased to welcome Adam O'Brien, founder and CEO of Bitcoin Well Inc., which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol BCNWF and on the TSXV under the symbol BTCW. Welcome, Adam.
Hey, good morning, everyone on the West Coast, and afternoon on the East Coast. Thanks, Matt, for that introduction. Looking forward to talking to everyone about Bitcoin Well today. Just really want to reiterate that this presentation is absolutely for you, the audience. And so if you have questions, please, I'm looking at the question bar right now. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of just slides that I think are important. I want to make sure that you're getting the most value for this and that you truly understand why Bitcoin Well exists and how we're going to change the way that people interact with money. So please ask questions, ask me the hard ones. I've been in Bitcoin now for over 10 years, and I promise there is no question that I've ever been asked that is too hard. So please ask away. As Matt said, we trade on the TSXV as BTCW, and then on the OTCQB as BCNWF. We've got some advisories here from our legal team saying hello, so I'll let you go ahead and download the slides and read those if you please. And today I want to highlight just 4 key points. Want to make sure that everyone walking away understands the 4 key points, which is that Bitcoin Well is an ecosystem of products and services that make Bitcoin easy to use. We've all heard about Bitcoin at this point. It's been amazing to watch the transformation of Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin is still very difficult to acquire, to sell, and ultimately to use. It is my belief that Bitcoin is the #1 tool to enable independence. That is our mission at Bitcoin Well, is to enable independence. And it is our job to make it just as easy as modern banking, but providing our customer with the benefits of Bitcoin, which of course is money that you can own and control as an individual. Bitcoin Well exists as 2 business units today. We have a stable cash flowing business unit in our Bitcoin ATMs. They've been live for 10 years. And then we just launched in 2022, the Bitcoin portal. This is an online Bitcoin platform that allows people to buy, sell, and use Bitcoin with funds directly to and from their bank. And then the key point here being with funds or with Bitcoin going directly to their personal Bitcoin wallets, not held in our platform, which is what we're going to discuss in a little bit. Lastly, as I mentioned, I've got a wealth of Bitcoin experience. Our board members, collectively our board members and leadership team, including myself, we have over 40 years of Bitcoin experience. I think we're one of the heaviest experienced boards in this space just because we've got so much wealth of knowledge. We've been in the space for so long. About a year ago, I was looking at the growth plan for Bitcoin Well, looking at what we need to do in order to truly change the way that people interact with money and actually making Bitcoin the core of somebody's financial plan. And I came up with this concept of the publicly traded Bitcoin super company. And I was actually inspired by Meta, previously Facebook, where their desire is to make communications very easy. And they have Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and Oculus and a bunch of different, differently branded and business units inside this kind of main super communications company. And when I think about Bitcoin Well, our mission is, as I said, to enable independence. And we are really creating a company that wants to enable independence with Bitcoin. And so in that way, there are plenty of different business units for us to go through. And as Bitcoin Well evolves and grows over time, we're going to be that style of publicly traded Bitcoin companies, which is not just, pigeonholed down one avenue. We started with Bitcoin ATMs. That was the fastest way to buy and sell Bitcoin with cash. We've now launched our Bitcoin portal that allows people to pay their bills in Bitcoin, pay their credit cards in Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin with funds from their bank, sell Bitcoin and receive funds in their bank. And we're going to continue utilizing this brand and this community and ecosystem that we have to make Bitcoin accessible with the end goal to enable independence. This ecosystem that we have, we want it to look like a modern bank. We know that modern banking is 100% the easiest way to interact with money. The problem is the money that people are using is not Bitcoin. It's not borderless. It's not able to be held in their self-control. And this is what we want to be enabling. So quickly on the first business unit, Bitcoin Well, we launched our first Bitcoin ATM here in Alberta, in Canada in 2014. Today we have over just about 200 Bitcoin ATMs across the country. The Bitcoin ATMs charge 10 to 20%, meaning when a customer puts $100 into the machine, they receive between $80 and $90 worth of Bitcoin. The benefit to our Bitcoin ATM compared to other Bitcoin ATM platforms is that we've written proprietary Bitcoin ATM software, which gives us what I call the maximum ecosystem effects. This means that we can see how our customers want to interact with the ATM. We can learn from our customer and then apply software advantages to that. Also, with this business unit, this is a relatively stable, steady cash flowing business unit that then funds the growth for the Bitcoin portal. This Bitcoin portal was launched in Canada in November of 2022. We officially launched in September in 2023 in the USA, and then finally in all 50 states in the USA in February of this year. This is a non-custodial online Bitcoin platform. That's a very key word, non-custodial. At no point in time do we take control of the customer's money. When they send us money, it is immediately turned into Bitcoin and then sent directly to their personal wallet. We are one of 2 companies that do this in Canada. We are the only company that works this way in the USA. This is a key differentiation for Bitcoin Well compared to other Bitcoin platforms when customers are choosing which platform to use. The Bitcoin portal charges a 1% transaction fee, and today we have just 16,000 users signed up to the platform. The reason I highlight that is because in December of at year end of 2023, we had 13,000. We only signed up 688 people in December. And then just this past March, we signed up 1,900 new users. So you can see our growth starting to take off. This is thanks in part to the Bitcoin industry, the Bitcoin economy growing substantially over that time. And then also our marketing efforts. We've been leaning into our community-focused marketing at that time. Notably, again, is self-custody, the self-custody Bitcoin platform. I'm going to touch very briefly on what self-custody is. There's a lot of words on this slide that I'm not going to read verbatim, but I would encourage you to really understand the true difference between a self-custody focused platform, aka non-custodial, versus a custodial platform. Said very plainly, the FTX debacle that has happened, that I'm sure everybody is aware of, is not possible in a non-custodial or self-custody Bitcoin platform. When the user takes direct control of their Bitcoin immediately upon funds arriving, they have removed the problems that exist with leaving your money on the platform. To give you guys a sense of what that means, Coinbase, for example, holds customers' Bitcoin until they request to be withdrawn. Bitcoin Well immediately sends the Bitcoin to the customer. This eliminates lots of the risks with using an online platform, such as a Coinbase or an FTX or any of the other Bitcoin platforms and crypto platforms that have been mismanaging customer funds in the past. Another benefit to this way is that in Canada and in the USA currently, we are not exposed to the securities regulations because we do not hold customer funds and we are Bitcoin only. As we all know, the regulators like to keep everyone safe and charge everyone a lot of money to do that. And Bitcoin Well at this time is not exposed to those regulators' decisions simply because we are there's a simple platform that only sells Bitcoin and then again delivers it directly to the customer immediately upon funds arriving. So this market cycle, everyone asks about Bitcoin, prices go up, prices go down. How does that affect our growth? And if, here we have the Bitcoin price is the white line and our revenue is the orange bars. We see and we know that the best marketing for Bitcoin Well is number go up in Bitcoin. This is not a secret. I'm sure it will not be a surprise to anyone. However, we can see how we capture the new market very well. We can see that in 2017, 2018, and 2019, we had modest revenue alongside a modest Bitcoin price. We can see that in 2020, 2021, and 2022, we had massive Bitcoin increases alongside massive Bitcoin Well increases. We are set up to build in the bear markets, build when the action is low, and then take advantage of the bull markets, take advantage when the Bitcoin price is going high. You might ask, hey, this chart looks kind of predictable. you would be right. The Bitcoin halving is kind of what sets the pace. The Bitcoin halving, very, very briefly, is when the supply of Bitcoin, the new supply of Bitcoin, gets cut in half. Anyone worth their weight in salt understands that when supply goes down and demand goes up, price goes up. And we take advantage of that with this market cycle strategy coupled with the Bitcoin halving. For those of you that don't know, the Bitcoin halving occurred just last week on April 19th. This is a once every 4-year event that has just occurred last week. We are expecting the Bitcoin price and the interest around Bitcoin to continue to increase, which we plan on taking advantage of. As for our growth, I would like to highlight this USA growth that we've been seeing over the last couple of months since going live in all 50 states and employing some significant marketing dollars towards the platform. We've started to see numbers going up in the US proportionally. Since July of 2023, we've seen 113% unique user growth. Today, as I mentioned, we have over 16,000 users signed up to the platform. And then the USA launching in February was a catalyst to this marketing efforts being very, very accretive. We can see the blue line is our USA signups starting to kind of take off. The USA, because we are the only automatic self-custody platform in the USA, we think there's a significant opportunity to disrupt that market and take advantage of lots of the big market that exists there. Here we have a quick industry comparison highlighting the difference of Bitcoin Well between Coinbase, a publicly traded Bitcoin platform and crypto platform, Netcoins, who is owned by Big, which is a publicly traded Bitcoin platform, and then the banks and Bitcoin. The key difference maker here for Bitcoin Well is that we offer people the ability to have user control of their Bitcoin. This self-custody piece, you can tell I'm a massive advocate for the individuals taking control of their Bitcoin. And then we allow our customers to pay their bills. We are truly looking at this. Our competitor is not just another crypto platform. We are not somebody that is here to be another flash in the pan crypto company. We are truly looking to change the way that people interact with money by enabling independence. Our competitor, I say, is less Coinbase and more Bank of America. We are looking to take over the way that people can use their money in the future. Some of the vision for that looks like a bank account style where you can have your paycheck deposited, automate some purchase into Bitcoin sent directly to your safe cold storage Bitcoin wallet, and then having a card where you can actually use the funds in your Bitcoin Well cash balance. The way to do this, obviously, is through partnerships with places that allow for people to deposit funds and to have that level of functionality with their banks and with their cash accounts. And this is the direction that Bitcoin Well is going. We are not a trading platform. We are a money platform. We are giving people the ability to interact with their money in a safe and secure way where they can control it. Of course, we let people buy and sell Bitcoin. We have cash accounts and spend Bitcoin easily. Lastly, 4 key pieces on why a customer is going to use Bitcoin Well and kind of our funnel from, I haven't heard about Bitcoin Well to I am Bitcoin Well's biggest advocate. The customer acquisition, we're not changing the game here. We're going to find them by word of mouth, digital advertising, and having a highly optimized website to catch those people. Next, they're going to be very, very quick to get onboarded. In Canada, you can literally sign up with an email and password and buy Bitcoin in 10 seconds. We are the fastest way to onboard to this industry in the country in Canada. In the USA, we're working on getting the platform to being that quick and that good for speed. As far as bringing them back, offering multiple different products and looking at things from a Bitcoin first perspective, how do people want to interact with their money, and then applying Bitcoin on top of that. You know that a bank, you deposit funds, you spend those funds, you send those funds to your friends. Maybe you want to save some funds, invest some funds, borrow some funds. We look at a bank as this massive, giant platform that allows people to interact with the money that they have. Bitcoin should be no different. And so our customer maintenance, why are they going to come back, is because we will be a central hub for those people to use their Bitcoin quickly and efficiently. And then, of course, why are they going to tell their friends? There'll be some monetized ways to do that, some rewards, some gamification. We know how this fintech model works. I won't go over that, but I do believe that our community is our secret weapon. Bitcoin, as we know, is accused of being a cult in some cases. And this is our greatest strength. The fact that the Bitcoin ethos and the Bitcoin Well mission are so closely aligned. We have fans of the brand, we have fans of the platform, and those fans are going to be our loudest singers and our loudest advocates. So quickly on the team, we have myself and Jason as our CFO, Chantel and James, and then our board of directors. We are a lean and mean team ready to take on the world. There's, of course, some support staff that exists there, but these are the key individuals. Our cap structure, we have 214 million shares outstanding, currently trading at 12.5 cents in Canada for about a $25 million market cap. Lastly, closing up and wrapping up, I do believe there is a catalyst in this business and there's a catalyst in this industry right now. We are able to take the cash flow from the Bitcoin ATM and then invest in our growth of our Bitcoin portal. The high growth Bitcoin portal increases our share price. With an increased share price, we can then go and buy more cash flow, buy more Bitcoin ATMs that allow us to have more cash flow, which we invest into the portal, which increases our share price, which we get to, you guys understand how the cycle is going to repeat. This catalyst exists during this time because we are a 2 business unit function with a maximum ecosystem effect. With the ecosystem of products and services that we sell, we have the ability to take the cash flowing business unit and reinvest into a high growth business unit and kind of take both sides. And we're very, very happy about that. Included in the deck, you'll see some M&A potential that I've included, but I don't think that's important to go over right now. I want to get to some questions. I see a few questions in the chat and I want to get to them. So thank you all very much. Once again, my name is Adam. I'm from Bitcoin Well. You can buy our stock on the OTCQB. The ticker is BCNWF, or in Canada, we trade on the Venture Exchange as BTCW. So I'll get to some questions now, but I'm going to have a quick drink of water first. So our first question here, the volume of transactions via ATM network and the 10 to 20% transaction fee sustainable? Yes, great question. This transaction fee has actually gone up over the last few years. When I started, it was 6%. We've been as high as 20% since 2018. And we have been playing with the fees a little bit. I do believe that is sustainable. The Bitcoin ATM serve a unique and very specific customer set. I do not see the Bitcoin ATMs as some 200 or 300% growth business unit. I see this being a very stable, steady business unit that just provides us with our stipend, if you will, to invest into the high growth business unit, which is the more scalable and higher growth Bitcoin portal. And so I do believe that 10 to 20% fee is sustainable. Next, we have the question verbatim is, can you discuss your client acquisition resources and strategy? Yes, we just did a small fundraising of just over 2 million Canadian dollars. The use of proceeds for that is G&A and marketing. We have signed 2 key partnerships in the industry in Simply Bitcoin and BTC Sessions. Simply Bitcoin hits the community aspect of Bitcoin. They are a daily live Bitcoin show that amasses over 1 million viewers per month. And in those million views, they're all talking about Bitcoin, recent events, current events, and the community. And then, of course, they're talking about Bitcoin Well as the only platform to buy Bitcoin directly to your personal wallet, which is a massive thing for us. BTC Sessions is the #1 highly regarded Bitcoin tutorial. And he is now, all of his tutorials that he's doing, highlighting Bitcoin Well as the platform to buy Bitcoin. Alongside those partnerships, we've just revamped our website at bitcoinwell.com. I would invite you to take a look. We've optimized this for conversions to the Bitcoin platform, to the Bitcoin portal, and we'll be sending some digital advertising, and that's the next phase of this marketing strategy. Are we still stuck with the KYC paperwork that honest people follow and criminals don't? I would actually push back on that. I believe that privacy is a right. I do not believe that it is just dishonest criminals that need non-KYC. However, we do follow all of the laws with both FinTrack and FinCEN. We are highly compliant, over compliant. We have just finished our recent audit from our internal compliance policy, as well as an external audit from FinTrack, which happens randomly over 2 years, or happens randomly every 2 years, and passed that with flying colors. I do believe that we have the ability to further increase the way that people buy Bitcoin safely by being a compliant company. As I mentioned, onboarding to Bitcoin Well in Canada is very, very quick. In the US, it is still less than 30 minutes from someone who has simply logged on to the platform for the first time and has verified their identity and is ready to buy Bitcoin with their linked bank account. So we are still very, very fast. And yes, there is still KYC paperwork. However, because we're a technology shop and we are able to integrate this ecosystem, I believe that we are well positioned to take advantage of the ever-changing laws that will exist for compliance. Do we provide a self-custody wallet or make it easy for new customers to onboard? That process seems overwhelming for newbies. That is a great question. We did have a self-custody wallet. We've actually wound that down. I think there was some confusion around the way that the wallet was self-custody and the platform. Our strategy for the short term is to work with popular wallets and try to integrate our payment rails into those wallets. I strongly believe anyways, that the broker, the person or the platform that sells you Bitcoin and the place where your Bitcoin are stored should be arm's length. This disincentivizes, or this aligns incentives quite heavily, where it is our job to sell Bitcoin. It is not our job to help you keep Bitcoin. That said, we note that we are kind of narrowing our customer acquisition in the early days. And so the strategy for that is going to be to work with wallets that are already doing a great job helping customers keep and hold their funds, and then working with advisors such as the Bitcoin Way, the Bitcoin Advisor, and Looking Glass, three prominent educational resource centers that charge people to set up a wallet. We're working with them to have Bitcoin Well as an onboarded platform with them, and then get them helping people to make wallets. Again, it is my belief that people should be sovereign, and that people, to enable independence, people have to be comfortable using their own wallet. And by us separating that right now, we can focus on making Bitcoin in your wallet very, very easy to buy, sell, and use, as opposed to trying to work with you to hold your Bitcoin. Great question there. Why did it have a drop in revenue from 22 to 23 and projections for 24? The drop in revenue, in my opinion, was due to the price of Bitcoin declining. In 2023, we also went through a massive cost cutting practice where we laid off a lot of our staff and closed the non-profitable business units. So that, I think, is the majority of the reason why the drop occurred. For 2024, I would expect to see our revenues continue to climb. We've seen very good growth in the Bitcoin portal. In December, we did $1.5 million through the Bitcoin portal. That is in volume. And in March we did just over $4.5 million of dollars through the Bitcoin portal alone. And so I think that's phenomenal growth. Obviously, massive growth just from December 2023 to March 2024. And I do expect continued growth in the Bitcoin portal from there. Like I've been saying, the Bitcoin ATMs, we kind of see as pretty steady 5 up, 5 down business unit. But the Bitcoin portal is going to be our high growth business unit that we're putting time and attention into during this increased adoption center. Do you plan to have ATMs outside of Canada at airports around the world? That's an interesting, outside of Canada, yes, certainly. The ecosystem effect is going to be very, very positive when our Bitcoin ATMs are worldwide. This opens up remittance opportunities where a foreign worker in Canada, let's say, can put a $100 bill into the ATM and their Filipino wife can take it out in the Philippines in a matter of seconds. And so the ecosystem effects works very good with that. And so, yes, there is no immediate plans to do that, but absolutely part of the vision is not just keeping inside the box of the geographical borders. Bitcoin is borderless, and Bitcoin Well is going to be the platform that is going to give people the ability to use Bitcoin efficiently. And so I think that's going to be a big part of our strategy going forward. So this is a follow-up, it looks like, to the question of the wallets. So the follow-up is, I get that, but can you recommend some wallets on the site to make it easier? It seems easy to recommend Nunchuck or Exodus. Yes, I absolutely agree. As we find partners that we're going to work with, we're going to work on integrating our payment rails into the wallets so that we only recommend wallets that have some accretive customer acquisition in there. For example, a Nunchuck, which you've mentioned. There's no reason we couldn't integrate the ability to buy Bitcoin with your Bitcoin Well account directly into that app. Expose our APIs to Nunchuck, have a profit sharing split with Nunchuck, and have them be able to help the customer store the Bitcoin, and have us be able to safely and securely send the Bitcoin directly to their self-custody wallet. So that will absolutely be a strategy that we employ in the future. And then another follow-up to that from the same individual saying they are a happy shareholder, and I appreciate you very much because I love talking to happy shareholders. And if you're an unhappy shareholder, of course, I want to talk to you as well. I think that's all the questions that we have in the chat. And so I would invite you to join the or to book a meeting. We have lots of meetings available that I would love to chat with you one-on-one, answer any specific questions, go into a deep dive with any part of the business that you like. And again, I would like to just highlight that, with the key points to this slide, we are a Bitcoin ecosystem that enables people to buy and sell Bitcoin with the convenience of modern banking while giving them the benefits of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Well exists to enable independence. Thank you all so much for watching.